초정밀 기술이 펼치는 고감도 영상 세계 금성 비디오 테이프. 새로운 영상 세계가 여러분을 찾아갑니다. 온 가족이 즐기는 영상과 원음의 이중 감동. 첨단 기술이 낳은 초정밀 영상 매체 금성 비디오 테이프.
This is the room with the furnaces. Each day they would gather the dead bodies. They would place them in ovens like this one and burn them up. Look over here. You'll get a much better idea of the devices they used. This is how they shoved the dead bodies into the ovens. And up here, you see the cranes that they used to carry the corpses to this point. After each load of corpses was incinerated, they would gather the residue here. They made an effort not to waste anything. With this iron poker, they would kindle the bones to burn them completely. They had to fill a daily quota. And of course, they did their best to incinerate all the bodies brought to them each day. Step right in. This is a typical gas chamber. They would fill this room with victims and then open these valves in the ceiling that you see. The gas would gush out, and very soon 200 people would be dead. Never again. It's a promise for the future. Let's hope that all the nations will be able to keep it. Well, it's time to go. We shouldn't have stayed here so long. It's getting late. Ah, there they are. These are the ladies who will escort you back home. You're too important to return home alone.
Good morning. Excuse us for being late.
I'm George Selios of the Greek Embassy.
I'm Maria Delgani of the Greek Medical Corps. And this is Irene Vassalos of the Hellenic Red Cross.
Very happy to meet you, Miss.
Likewise.
And I suppose it's not necessary to introduce Mrs. Natasha Arseni.
It's a great honor to meet you, Mrs. Arseni. Please. We feel very happy and proud to be chosen as your escort to return you to our homeland.
You see, madam, we've read so much about your life and about your husband in the newspapers that we can't help admiring you and feeling sympathy for what you both suffered during the war.
I'm sorry, but we'll have to hurry if we wish to catch that train in Munich.
Yes, we'd better be going.
The train will be leaving any minute now. We've got to hurry up.
It's time to say goodbye now. You must be getting on.
Goodbye, Mrs. Natasha. I hope that everything goes well and that you are happy again.
Mrs. Arseni? Have a very nice trip. I really hope that God will help you forget everything that you have suffered. Here. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
That God will help you forget everything that you have suffered.
No, I don't want to forget. I mustn't forget. I've got to fight to hold on to my memory. You don't know what it means to live in darkness for so many years without being able to remember anything. Without a past, without a future. So I must keep repeating it. My name is Natasha, and his name was Oresti, the man I loved and who loved me so much. Once more, I must try to put the pieces together. I've got to try and remember the whole story, my story from the beginning. I've got to bring back to my mind the events that led up to my traumatic years of darkness, to relive those moments of love and suffering, of joy and despair. It was the spring of 1941. My country had been at war, first with Italy and then with Germany. But Greece had finally capitulated to the Germans. Now the Nazi troops were flooding the country, while our weary soldiers were slowly returning home. My family had fled the city and gone to live on my father's farm. I remember one special Sunday morning then. I was just a girl, so young and impulsive.
Natasha, there you are.
How come you're back from church so early?
We heard some shots coming from this direction. Someone said the Germans had come. What's happening?
Nothing, they're just passing by. The officer in charge speaks Greek. He says he's a friend of yours.
A friend of mine. A German friend. He must be crazy.
Well, things will be all right, don't worry. Natasha! Natasha! How are you, Natasha? It's so nice to see you. I told you I would come back. I've kept my promise. When I left for Germany 2 years ago, I didn't think you would change so much. But you're incredibly beautiful.
And you look so incredibly German. You've changed.
But I've always been German.
Yes, I know. I guess it's because of that uniform you're wearing.
What difference does it make? It's still me wearing it. Max Reuter, your old friend.
But what are you doing here on our farm?
I've been ordered to patrol this area, and I remembered that your parents had property here.
Really? And who told you about our farm? Your spies?
You told me about it yourself at school 3 years ago.
Ah, yes. I'd forgotten those days. But your memory's good.
How could I forget so easily something that has to do with you?
I didn't know that Germans could be so funny.
Natasha, how come you know this gentleman? Where from?
In Athens 4 years ago. We were studying music together. I had just started my voice lessons, and Max was studying the piano. We both loved music, and we went out a few times. That's all.
How come the gentleman was living in Athens?
My father liked Greece. He had business interests here. He's dead now. My mother's Greek, you know. I lived here with my mother until 2 years ago, when I left for Germany to complete my studies.
That's nice. Instead of studying the piano, you studied the Gestapo.
But I'm not in the Gestapo. I'm in the SS.
Sorry. For us, it's still the same. But tell me, Max, why did you give up the piano to get involved in this war?
It's not a laughing matter, Natasha. My country needed me, and I felt I had to enlist. My duty was to fight for a better world.
Then you should stick to the piano. This better world of yours can be created much more easily through music than through gunfire.
Was ist los?
Wir haben auf dem Feld einige griechische Soldaten gesehen.
Alle einsteigen! Sofort abfahren!
What's wrong? What's happened?
I must be going. They've spotted some Greek cavalry soldiers down on the plain.
So what? The Greek army has capitulated, and these men are returning to their homes from the front. They are unarmed.
Not all. One of them has kept his gun, and today he shot one of my men. I'm sorry to leave. I promise to come back and see you someday.
Ich sagte, ihr sollt von den Säulen runtergehen!
The sergeant ordered you to get off your horses. I presume you don't know German, and therefore did not understand. The terms of your capitulation state that all Greek military equipment must be handed over to the German army. Your horses are considered part of that equipment. Tell your men to dismount. I'm warning you. I said dismount! Stay! 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 Quickly! Quickly! I'm sorry I had to do that, but I had no choice. This morning, one of your officers attacked us, and in the confusion, he managed to get away. But we've blocked off this area, and when we catch him, he will be punished severely. I'm warning you. Don't try to resist. The punishment for those who try to stop the German army will be very heavy. The Third Reich feels friendly and has every respect for the Greek people. But we're trying to establish a better world, a new order of things in Europe. And there will be no mercy on those who try to stop us. If you'll bear that in mind, we'll have no problems. You're free to go now.
All right. You heard him. Let's get going.
Right.
Give a hand with the cart.
Okay.
Let's go.
Wait, I'll help you too.
Push! Push! Push!
What's the matter with you all? Why don't you get over here and try to help these men? Don't just stand there. Have you forgotten who these people are? Do you want to see them die? They need our help. They're tired. They're wounded. For God's sake, help them. Everything is clear in my mind again. These are no longer the phantoms that used to haunt my sleep for years. The terrifying nightmares I've been suffering from are over. The darkness and confusion have disappeared, and the light is bringing the truth back. Now I can remember my past without being afraid. All these faces, all these voices, the many images that gather in my brain like a giant jigsaw puzzle are part of my life. All these feelings and sentiments that flood into my heart and my senses create the life which I had lost and have found again. This is my life and his life, his love and my love, his death and my death. Thank God you're alive.
What do you want?
I'm terribly sorry. In trying to help you, I almost got you killed. You don't know how happy I am to see you safe here.
I believe you. Now go home before the Germans come and take it out on you. Thank you for everything. Goodbye.
Please stop. The war is over. Why do you still continue this fight?
They forgot to ask me when they agreed to surrender.
But why must you get killed for a horse?
I'm very fond of horses. That's all. Goodbye.
Goodbye. That's how he came into my life, and that's how he left. He was lost like a dream, like a passing impression. But after that day, I felt a different person. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about him. I tried to remember his face, his eyes, his voice. I kept wondering what type of man he was. Was he just stubborn, or was he a hero? Finally, the only answer I could give to myself was that I was in love with him. It was strange that I should feel like that for someone I had met just for a few minutes, someone I would probably never see again. The time passed by quickly. We had to return to the city and face the cold and hard winter of 1941. Life in occupied Athens was not easy. The Germans had confiscated my father's property, and he had fallen sick, so I had to work. Thank God I knew how to sing, because it helped me to find work as a singer in the theater.
Be quiet. Please sit down. Stand back. Take it easy.
Is there another way out of here, miss?
Behind the stage. Hurry.
Come on, follow me.
For God's sake, help him.
We've got to save him.
Right. Quick.
Quick, we've got to hide him.
This way.
Watch out, the Germans are coming.
Everybody, sit down. Quickly, sit down. All of you. Be quiet. Be calm. Quickly.
Keine Bewegung! Jeder bleibt an seinem Platz! Zurück hinter der Bühne! Schnell! Herr Leutnant! Zu der Hintertür hinaus! Schnell zu der Hintertür! Die anderen kommen mit mir! Moment! Kommen Sie mit! Mitnehmen! Was dann? Schnell! Schnell!
No, please, he's hurt.
Halt's Maul! Er ist tot. Mitnehmen. This young man was a criminal. He and his friends blew up a petrol truck of the German army and thus caused the death of 2 German soldiers. I'm sorry about this, but he was a murderer and he deserves to die. The German commandant apologizes for this unfortunate incident and believes it should not interrupt the life of your city. Sit down, please, and go on with the performance. You may sing, miss. I've told you to sit down immediately. And Miss, I've told you to start singing. The orchestra should have started already. You must continue the performance at once.
Although there's night now deep in your heart, just keep inside. Tomorrow, keep up your hopes and try to smile, 'cause there is light to follow.
The door's open. Yes, come in. Who is it?
It's me. Good evening, Natasha. How are you? I had to come to say hello. These are for you. You used to like them.
Thank you, Max.
I hope you'll excuse me for shouting before, but incidents like that upset me. May I stay?
I'm really sorry, Max. I know that I'm being very nasty to you tonight, but there's something more that I've got to tell you.
I'm listening.
Please don't come here again. Or even to the house.
Why?
There can be nothing more between us. Because whatever feeling I had for you is gone.
Is there someone else?
I'm afraid there is.
Who is he?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's true. I don't know him. You see, we met while I was crossing a river. But I only saw him that once. Our meeting only lasted a brief moment. Ever since then, he's all I can think of. He's been on my mind day and night. Sometimes I wonder if I just dreamt the whole thing up. But then he seems so very real. If only I could see him, to make sure he exists.
Is there anything the matter? Do you feel all right?
What, Max?
You seem very upset about something. What's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm looking through my wardrobe. I don't know which dress to wear.
Perhaps I can help you, all right?
No, Max. I'm dirty. I have to wash. Do you mind waiting for me outside?
In the foyer,
Yes, I'll be there in 5 minutes.
just as you like.
Thank you. What's the matter? We
can't stop. We've got to keep going. Come on. Come on, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Wait. If we start running now, we won't even make it to the corner.
Oh, don't be a fool.
So ist die Liebe, Kinder. It's funny, I don't even know your name.
Natasha.
Oreste.
Better go.
What's wrong? What's happening?
His fever went up. He can't sleep. Where are the pills?
In my room.
Open up!
I'm coming.
What is it, Max? What do you mean by bursting into our house like this? I don't understand.
No more lies. It's about time you started telling me the truth. I know all about him. Where are you hiding him?
Max, have you gone crazy?
No more lies. Where is he? I let him live this long because it would have meant the firing squad for you, too. But tonight I got myself drunk in order to do what has to be done.
What do you mean?
I had some girl call me at headquarters in front of witnesses.
Oh, God.
She said she was you and that you were turning him in. It was the only way I could save you. Do you understand?
No.
So where is he? Don't try to stop me, Natasha. Get out of my way. Come on.
Come on.
Natasha, where are you going? Tell me.
Go on. You better go with him now. They'll kill us if you stay here. Get going.
Oh, do be careful.
Come on. Come on. Hurry. Get it.
Wait.
Oh. Come on, quick. Hey. Hey. wounds open up again.
Oh, no. Where are we? What's this place?
It's a deserted villa. It used to be someone's country house before the war.
Whose is it?
I don't know. Belongs to a woman who works for the resistance. We never use our real names.
What's this thing?
It's a mimeograph machine. Every night we fill the city with these pamphlets. We've got to convince the people that the war against the Nazis is still going on. And over here's our printing press. Might be old, but it does its job. Great citizens, courage. The war is not over yet. And of course, this is our transmitter. It's a bit dusty, but it serves its purpose. And here's our arsenal. It might be old, but who cares? As long as they shoot. This place combines everything. It's our headquarters, our ammunition depot, and our home. And to complete the circle, there's even a cemetery in the courtyard.
Are there many of you?
Buried in the courtyard, yes. Alive, not many.
Then why keep on fighting?
We'll stop fighting when we're dead.
But listen to me, Rusty. You talk as if you're mad at times, you know that?
Fortunately, there are those who are madder than me. And every day they grow in number. You find them everywhere, in every village and city. This madness has even reached the shores of Africa. A new Greek army is being organized there. And these mad, crazy people, they get there any way they can. Fishing boat, rowboat, submarine. Some even swim to Turkey from the coastal islands. You see, freedom is never won by sane men.
If all the others are leaving, why are you staying behind?
Oh, I'm going too. I'm waiting for my turn.
I see.
It won't be long. In a few days, a submarine will pick me up. What's wrong?
I'm all right.
Natasha, you've got to understand. It's important for me to go.
Yes, of course it is.
Natasha, please listen.
Let go of me, please.
Listen to me.
Let me go. All right. Go ahead and fight with your army then. I'm going to stay here.
What's come over you?
It's only natural. All you understand is country, liberty, big ideals. But I'm a woman, not an ideal. I'm a woman just like all the others with her own needs for care and protection. I need loving. Before I met you, I had my job, my home, my parents. Can you tell me what I've got now?
What do you mean by that? Is it all my fault? Before you took me to your house, I asked you if you knew what you were getting into.
Of course I knew, and for you I'd do it again. But you seem to treat me like one of the soldiers you're fighting with.
What did you expect?
What do I expect? Can't you see it? I'm ready to do anything for you, even give up my life if necessary, but I'll not do it for a big ideal, only for you.
I don't understand.
But how can it be so difficult for you to understand? Can't you see the reason? Do I have to? I love you. If you only knew how much.
I love you too.
I'd like to believe it.
You've got to believe it. I've been afraid to say it till now. But I do love you.
Oh, Rusty.
What are you doing here?
Do you know each other?
No. Why did you bring her here?
She found me wounded and hid me in a house until a few hours ago when the Germans came. I'd be dead now if it wasn't for her.
Still, you shouldn't have brought her.
And leave it to the Germans? They've already got her parents. She's got to stay with us.
If you think you've got the courage to come in with this, my dear, you're welcome. My name is Lisa. That's all you need to know. What about yours? Not your real name. Some other name.
I don't know what to say about it.
It doesn't matter. We'll talk about it later. In the meantime, you've got to hear the good news we've all been waiting for. You'll be pleased, I know.
What is it?
Wait here. Come on in.
Well, hello there, boys. A surprise, Major.
Hello, Rusty.
Good to see you, Rusty. So you managed to get away again, huh? Yes, I was lucky. Who's the girl? I was hiding in a house. Almost caught by the Germans. That's the last time you'll be running from them, Lieutenant. Next time, they'll be running from you. We'll be going south.
Wonderful.
A submarine will pick us up next Monday at dawn. At last!
Great, eh?
Soon we'll be fighting for the Allies.
Within a couple of days, everything was arranged. Lisa even found me a wedding gown. And so for a while, we forgot about the war, the Germans, and the drama around us. We were together and happy, and nothing else seemed to matter. We decided to have a simple ceremony in a small church on the outskirts of the city, with only the major present. It was such a beautiful morning. We were oblivious to anything ahead of us.
In the middle of the reception, the groom left. That's the last we saw of him. Poor girl. Be on the way. Turn around, quickly. Damn it. Hurry as fast as you can. Sit down. Come on. Come with me. For God's sake, hurry. Natasha. Natasha. Hold on. We'll get you to a doctor. Just hold on.
We had managed to escape, and even though I was hurt, we were still determined to go on with the wedding. We got to the church, but as we were walking to the altar, I couldn't help remembering what that blind gypsy woman had told me. That I would be wearing a crimson wedding gown, and that my crown would be a crown of thorns.
What happened to you, my children?
We're hit.
I'm sorry. What can we do now?
Please, Father, you gotta get us married. Please, not right away. There's not much time.
The Germans are after us. Our lives are in danger every moment we delay here. Please, Father.
Perhaps I'll never see her again, because I'm leaving tomorrow. Our wedding rings.
But I can't do it without your witness.
My friend was coming with us. He acted as a decoy to delay the Germans.
You've just got to perform this marriage now. It's very important. Why can't one of you be our witness?
ημών, δόξη και τιμή στεφάνωσον αυτού. Ευτυχώς επί την κεφαλήν αυτών Στεφάνους εκλήθων τιμή.
Leutnant? Blutspuren.
Άγιοι μάρτυρες, οι καλώς αθλήσαντες και στεφανοθέντες, πρεσβεύσαντε προς Κύριον, ευελιθήνε δαστικά ημών. Δόξα Συ Χριστέ ο Θεός, Αποστόλων καύχημα μαρτύρων αγαλίαμα. Ον το κήρυγμα τριάσιωμο ούσιο.
Whom God has joined together in holy matrimony, let no man tear asunder. And with God's blessings, I give you my own. May you live a life of peace and happiness, and may your children grow up in a world free of violence and inhumanity. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Know this to be a lasting truth. The righteous man has nothing to fear, not in life, nor in death, and God will not forsake him. Amen.
Amen.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Go in peace, my children, and congratulations.
Congratulations.
God be with you, my child. You're very brave. Courage, my child, courage.
Natasha. Robert, schnell.
Guns down.
Hold on.
Now, move away from them.
I remember you very well. We met when I was coming back from the front. It's a happy coincidence that you speak Greek. That means that you know the customs of our country. So let me remind you that a wedding is a happy event, with feasts instead of executions. And on occasions like that, we feel happy and let the bells ring.
Orestes left for Egypt and I stayed behind. I was to follow him later, but I soon found out that I was pregnant and I had to delay my departure.
Hold her. Take it easy. That's it.
Just relax.
My son, Alexander. He looked so much like his father. But traveling, of course, was out of the question now that I had a child. So the days became months and the cruel war came between us. I spent hundreds of lonely days thinking about Oreste and waiting for news from him. Thank God I had that child to remind me of my love for him, of the husband I had for such a few but precious days. I had to go on hiding because I knew that the Germans were still looking for me, so I decided to help in the resistance. I became Lisa's assistant and started printing messages and pamphlets, contributing to the secret war against the Germans. And yet I never gave up hoping that I would soon see Oreste again. Then one day Lisa told me some unexpected news. It could be arranged for me to go to Egypt and meet Oreste. But the price was high. I had to leave my son behind. Lisa would place him with some foster parents till my return. So one night a submarine picked me up and soon I was in North Africa.
I can't believe that it's you. Please say that you love me. I've got to hear you say it again.
I love you very much.
Oh, Rusty, how I missed you.
I miss you too. How's our boy, all right?
You should see him. He grows more like you every day.
Once more, Oreste and I were together again. All the tragic events of the last 2 years were forgotten. Only his presence next to me mattered. We felt like children again. In fact, this was the happiest period of my life. The war was forgotten. But it wasn't over, because it would soon again cast its shadow over our lives. Oreste was suddenly called back from his leave and ordered to report to the Allied headquarters in Cairo for an important and special mission.
Well now, the invasion is scheduled for the night of July the 9th, in 1 month's time. I'll show you. On that night, the Allied invasion armies, deployed into 2 task forces, will attempt to establish beachheads at 2 points on the southwestern peninsulas of Greece, in the Peloponnese. I'll be more precise. The first beachhead will be here, Cape Teneron, Gerolimenes Bay. The other, Cape Akritis, Koroni Beach. Now remember this. The night of July 9th, 2 task forces, Cape Teneron, Gerolimenes Bay, Cape Akritis, Koroni Beach. Now, you'll be leaving by submarine early this coming Sunday, and you'll be put ashore that same night near Kalamata. When you land, you'll proceed to the castle, where the liaison of the local resistance group will be waiting to meet you. From then on, your mission will be simple. You will organize and coordinate all local guerrilla activity. On the night of the invasion, that entire area must be isolated. In other words, it will be your job to blow every road, bridge, railway line connecting the Peloponnese with the rest of Greece. Of course, it is evident that if you manage to succeed, you will have contributed enormously to the success of the invasion. Am I clear?
What papers will you use to move around Greece, sir?
False ones, of course. They will be issued to you.
Major, shall I be working together with Oreste or separately?
Separately, so as to accomplish more. However, in order to coordinate your movements, we're going to send a special liaison agent with you.
Who'll be this agent, sir?
It's a woman.
What, a woman?
Yes, we've decided that a woman will have much more freedom of movement from one place to another.
And you believe we can trust this woman, sir?
I really think that if the woman I have in mind accepts the job, we can have every confidence in her. You more than anyone else.
Why is that, sir?
I'll tell you. Do you think that your wife would be willing to risk her life for the freedom of her country?
At first, Oreste didn't want me to accept this mission. But what made me want to undertake the assignment more than anything else was the unbearable thought of losing him again. I just couldn't face another separation. Besides, I felt I too had to do something to help my country. So I finally convinced Oresti to let me go back to Greece with him. And one summer night in 1943, after the submarine had let us off, we made our way to an old ruin in the area where the contacts from the local resistance were to meet us.
Is anyone around? Halt! Halt it in! Get down!
Dieser Ausweis ist gefälscht.
Waren Sie, Herr?
Where did you get those papers? They're false.
That's not true, they're correct.
I'm fed up with those lies.
I'm not lying.
What's your name?
I've told you before, it's Dimitri Armal.
Not the false, but the real one.
I've only got one name.
No, you've got two.
I don't know what you're driving at.
All right, you're Dimitri Armal. What were you doing at the castle?
I went for a walk.
After midnight?
Yes, why not? I'm romantic.
And the man who escaped?
I've never seen him before.
You want me to believe that
He was
story?
there by chance.
Stop telling me lies!
I'm not lying. My friend and I went there for a walk. Stop torturing me.
We don't want to hurt you anymore. Why don't you tell us what we want? For your own good, you'd better talk.
What more do you want from me? Schwein! Sag uns, woher du kommst und was du für eine Aufgabe hast.
It's about time you stop behaving like a fool. You'll die. You must talk. I've got to know all there is about you and your mission.
I'm a salesman. I don't know what mission you're talking of. I'm not a spy.
What about the castle?
I couldn't sleep. I went for a walk.
And the man with the machine gun?
Never seen him before.
That woman, was she with you?
She was not.
You liar!
Stop. Is that your horse?
It's mine.
What's your name?
Siskos.
Your full name?
Lefteris Siskos.
What village are you from?
Lafdokam, boss.
That's enough. I'm confiscating your horse. You'll be paid when our country's free again. Get off the horse.
But it's mine. I need it.
I said get off the horse. It's very urgent.
Okay. Stand up.
Ja.
All right. Have you decided to talk?
I really pity you. For over a week you keep torturing me. Isn't that enough? If you believe that I'm going to tell the lies that you want, you're very wrong. You'll never make me confess the lies. I'd rather die first. Is that what you want?
You're not going to die. You're going to speak.
I've got nothing more to say.
Sprechen for you. You're being heroic.
I'm not being heroic. I'm just a frightened woman. Plain ordinary woman like all the others. I didn't do anything to deserve to be called heroic. Stop torturing me! I'm innocent!
Hello, Lisa.
Oresti, for God's sake, what are you doing here? When did you get back? How did you find my house?
I've been searching all over Athens for you. Hiding from the Nazis. Without any food or sleep.
What's wrong?
We've been betrayed.
Betrayed?
Yes, me, Natasha, and another man who was sent out on a mission. A top secret one.
But as soon as we got off the submarine, the Germans were waiting for us. We were betrayed even before we started out.
But how?
We never had a chance in hell. They caught the others.
What do you want?
The Major. I've got to see him. Do you hear? I'm going to get to the bottom of this if it's the last thing I do. Where is he? I know he's back. Tell me where he is!
Are you crazy? Someone will hear you.
I don't give a damn.
You'll find him at the abandoned villa.
What's wrong, Orestes? Put your gun down. Well?
At long last. If it isn't that great phantom Major, the maker of martyrs and heroes. Why do you look at me like that? I'm not the ghost of one of your men that you deliberately sent to his death. But too bad for you, I'm alive.
Tell me, Orestes, what's the matter with you?
You dare to ask me that? After all that's happened? You should be ashamed to even look at me, Major. I bet you never expected to see me again.
I'm glad to see you.
Cut the crap! It's about time you stopped lying to me, Major. Because the Germans were waiting for our submarine. Because right now they're torturing my wife and they may even execute her. And there can only be one answer. You told me that the only people who knew about this mission were you and the General. But the Germans knew it too. So tell me who was it? Who betrayed us?
The invasion will take place. Only not in Greece, but somewhere else. Your mission was part of the Allied plan.
Part of what?
Part of the plan to divert the Germans from the real invasion landing site. It was something that had to be done.
Spreche endlich, sonst verreckst du.
Why don't you speak? The ice is melting fast. Soon it'll be too late.
Du Idiot! Nimm mir die Frau dran.
As I said, his life depends on you. If you don't tell us what we want, we'll let him die right in front of your eyes.
But I've got no right to interfere. If he has chosen not to speak, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sure he could try to save himself if he wanted to.
Stop being stupid. You're both going to die for nothing, because the Germans know that you and the other men came from Cairo by submarine on the secret mission. So what is this mission?
I don't know.
Who is the man who managed to escape?
How should I know?
We know you were three. Who sent you here? What were you supposed to do?
I don't know. I haven't any idea what you're talking about.
All right. Take a good look. Who is that woman? Do you recognize her? It's about time you stop lying. We know everything. You are Natasha Arseny, the singer, and you've been once for over 2 years.
It's not me.
Admit it.
We may look alike, but it's not me.
Stop lying.
I'm not lying. I'm not her. Like my papers say, I'm Dimitra Mao. Now leave me alone, please. Leave me alone. Let me die in peace.
All right. Bring her in.
Natasha. Natasha. My baby. Please tell me, what have they done to you, my love? What's happened? Why have they brought you here? Natasha, speak to me. Stop staring at me like that. Speak to me. I'm your mother. Can't you even recognize me? Lady, I don't know you. You must be making a mistake. I don't understand. You mean you're not my daughter? Yes, that's right. Because a while ago they showed me a picture of your daughter. We look alike, but believe me, we're not the same person. I'm sorry, but I'm not her. My parents are both dead. My name is Dimitra Mao. Please don't make things worse for me. I beg you to stop lying. It won't do any good to confuse me with your daughter. I'm confusing you. Yes, of course, you're right. I must be very wrong. I know, I can see it now. My eyesight is failing me. I'm tired. I've been in jail for 3 years. My husband died and I lost my daughter. My memory's failing me. I'm getting very old. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made such a mistake. Please forgive me. I have to leave now. I'm sorry.
Die Frau lügt! Hol das Kind!
This is your son, Natasha Arseny. Now, don't tell me that you will refuse to recognize even your own boy. Tell me, have you made up your mind to tell the truth? Will you cooperate? Are you the mother of this child?
No, I'm not. You're making the same mistake again. You must stop confusing me with this other woman. I don't give a damn about that woman's mother. And her boy, why do you keep him in here? Why did you bring him here to stare at me? Don't you see that the boy doesn't recognize me either? Can't you see that? Please take that sniveling brat out of here. I've had enough. Please take them away. For all I know, you might have killed that woman and want to cover it up. But I won't play your horrible game. Just leave me out of it. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Hör auf damit. Das ist genug.
Leave me. Get out of here.
Bringt sie raus. Come on.
Herr Offizier!
Hello, Natasha. So nice to see you again. How unfortunate, though, that I've come to put an end to your little comedy and not chat about old times. You see, the High Command is very interested in your story. So I've come to take you to Athens with me. But if by the time we leave, this man over there hasn't spoken, it will be unpleasant for you. Why were you sent over from Egypt? Tell me. Why were you sent over from Egypt, I said? Thank you.
Our weekly science magazine in the BBC World Service from London.
This is the BBC, London. Here's a special news bulletin for the occupied countries of Europe. Last night, July the 9th, joint Allied forces under General Patton and General Montgomery landed in Sicily. The Axis were led to expect an invasion in northern Greece and were unprepared to make any resistance. Our troops have already established solid beachheads and are advancing steadily. Victory is at hand.
Oresky, what's the matter with you?
God damn it!
What's wrong?
Tomorrow they're going to execute his wife along with 10 other hostages.
Are you sure?
Of course I am. The execution will take place near Marathon tomorrow at dawn.
Courage. I've got to do something.
Like what?
I don't know, but something.
Anything you do will be sheer madness.
Madness. Madness, why not?
What do you want, Max?
Excuse me for waking you up so early. It's better me than the guards. They'll be taking you away for execution shortly. Is there something you wish to say?
Like what?
Aren't you afraid of dying?
Of course I'm afraid of dying. But there's not much I can do.
Then why did you behave so stupidly? Why didn't you just go on with your singing? You're sacrificing your life for a worthless game. Because they betrayed you, your own people sent you to your death.
Yes, of course. And they led you into a clever trap, didn't they?
What do you mean by that?
The truth even reaches you in jail, Max. You were expecting the invasion in Greece, not in Sicily. It is the end of Hitler's reign of terror and cruelty.
Tell me, what else did you hear?
More than I needed to convince me that the end is near. Europe will be free again. There's nothing that can stop the Allies now. The walls of the prison you've created are beginning to crack. You'd better face it. The world will take its revenge.
Shut up! Shut up or I'm going to kill you! Stop talking like a stupid romantic Greek.
You forget you're half Greek, too.
What's that?
Stop acting as if you're ashamed of your Greek blood.
I'm not a Greek. I'm a German. I'm Max Reuter.
Unfortunately, you're not.
I am.
Stop lying about it. Whether you like it or not, half of you is Greek. And I think it's about time that you faced up to the facts that you refuse to admit. If you want proof of what I'm saying, run to your father's house now, because there you'll see the real truth, because your mother will give you the answer. Max, wait. I've told you a lie. I didn't know what I was saying. Don't listen to me. Max, don't go, please.
Could you?
This was my father's house. This was the house I grew up in. How could you turn it into a nest of spies?
It wasn't only your father's house, it was mine, too.
How dare you? How dare you shelter in here a gang of murderers that would with great pleasure murder even your own son?
My son would also murder them.
But they're common criminals.
They're patriots fighting for their country.
You watch what you're saying.
You forget who I am.
How can I forget who you are? You're my mother. That makes it worse.
And you're my son. How do you think I feel? I brought you up to be a Greek. And you've chosen to become a Nazi German. Yet I'm a Greek and always will be. And I'm ashamed to watch my only son becoming a German fanatic who murders and tortures my own people. I had to do something somehow to make up for all the inhuman crimes committed by the monster I gave birth to.
Mother, stop it. You're pushing me too far.
Now, come on. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and shoot. Didn't they teach you in the SS to have no feelings? Pull the trigger. Kill your mother for the glory of the Third Reich. I'm sure that Hitler will appreciate your sacrifice. After all, that's the kind of loyalty he wants to see. A soldier who's prepared to kill his own mother for the cause.
You win.
What are you doing? Max, don't! Don't do it, Max! No! No! Max! Forgive me, my son.
Oreste had said that it would take an act of madness to free me, and that's exactly what it was. He and our friends managed to get some German uniforms and vehicles, and after sending the Nazi firing squad to another execution ground, they took over. It was now they who were waiting for us to arrive.
Our lovebirds are dead now. Can you believe it? A Greek woman and a German officer.
She's no Greek. She's a bitch, that's what she is. Serves her right.
That's how Oreste died. It was a sudden, useless death. A fatal mistake by a group of Greek guerrilla fighters who mistook him for a German. It was 7 o'clock in the morning of July 12, 1943, just 1 year before our country was to be freed again. Fate plays strange games, because I didn't die that day. A German patrol found us, and I was taken to a hospital. The Nazis did everything they could to save my life, but when I was well enough, they started torturing me again to find out who had arranged the operation. Finally, instead of sending me to the firing squad, they sent me off to a concentration camp. But the tragedies I had suffered, the agony, the torture, the hunger were too much. I felt I was going out of my mind. I sank deep into a sea of despair that lasted for many years. It took all those years for me to recover my senses, to be able to live again. But what a miserable life this is going to be. I'm going home to face a life of solitude. I don't know if I have any family left. They told me that perhaps my mother was alive, but they'd not been able to contact her yet. That they still have no real evidence of the whereabouts of my son. I'm so alone. Oh, my God. This is Eliertos. Yes, I remember it very well. This was where I was born. My father's farm used to be here. This is the place I spent so many happy years as a child, where I made so many dreams about the future, where I first met him. Treasure. At last I can hold you in my arms. Thank God I lived long enough to see you again. Thank God for that. I know all. Don't try to tell me anything, my love. I understand. Everything will be all right. From now on, we'll be together always.
Attention! Shoulder arms!
During the war, when we were fighting together for freedom, Oreste told me that if he were killed, he wanted to be buried here. He had explained to me how you first met, here by the river.
Present arms!
Shoulder, arms. Order, arms.
Oresty, my love. It's me, Natasha. Forgive me that it has taken so long to find you again, but I've been far away. Now that I'm back, I want you to know that nothing has changed, that my love for you is as strong as ever. And I'm proud of you, darling, because now everyone knows what I always knew, that you were truly brave and valiant.
Come, Natasha. Courage.
Please allow me to present myself to you, ma'am. I'm Second Lieutenant Arsenis, Alexander. Your son. Forgive me for being so formal towards you, but I don't know how to. You see, I've lived as an orphan for such a long time that I find it very difficult to believe that you're in front of me. Because of that, I'm unable to express my affection, my feelings towards you. When it was confirmed that you might be coming back, I tried to come as quickly as I could. I want you to believe that, Mother. I'm very proud of you, and I love you. We won't part again.
We won't. My boy. Alex.
My mother.
Oh, my son. I love